Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Sugar Land Skeeters. Leading off, center fielder, number 11, Rico Noel. Batting second, left fielder, number 21, Anthony Giansanti. Batting third, first baseman, number 23, DJ Peterson. Batting cleanup is the DH, number 29, Dennis Phibbs. Batting fifth, third baseman, number 27, Juan Silverio. Batting sixth is the shortstop, number 25, Jason Martinson. In the seventh spot, right fielder, number 17, Zach Borenstein. Batting eighth is the second baseman, number 6, Javier Betancourt. Batting ninth is the catcher, number 12, Cody Stanley. And on the mound for Sugar Land, number 35, Matt Perk. The Skeeters are managed by number 5, Pete Incaviglia. Fans, the starting lineups for your High Point Rockers.
Good evening and welcome to BB&T Point, everybody, as the High Point Rockers host the Sugar Land Skeeters in the third and final game of this series. Still some home games left in this homestand. This is the last one featuring the Sugar Land Skeeters here for the High Point Rockers. And Kendrick and I were talking. We think for the rest of the season, this is the last time the Rockers and the Sugar Land Skeeters will face. So a big one tonight, the all-time series, which of course 2019, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. First year for the Rockers, but the all-time series tied at 8. It's 8-8 between these two teams. Who is going to have the winning record? We'll have to find out tonight. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by Kendrick Fruits. I picked a bad time to go on vacation because these Rockers are playing well. They came off of a huge series win against the Long Island Ducks. And that was a series sweep, actually, wasn't it, Kendrick?
Yeah, it was. And starting last week, going back to the Wednesday game where they walked it off on that error in the 10th inning, the offense has really started to come around. And with the exception of losing 3-1 on Tuesday, the offense has looked a lot better.
The Rockers, the only team this season in the Atlantic League to sweep the Long Island Ducks. I made the joke earlier this year. You keep waiting for the Long Island Ducks to have a slump, and they never do. The High Point Rockers were able to pick up 3 against them, which is basically unheard of. They haven't been swept this year, so pretty much unheard of. The Rockers take on the Sugar Land Skeeters tonight, the defending 2018 Atlantic League champions. They already have a Freedom Division first half title underneath their belt, so they are in the playoffs already. They're just waiting to see who their dance partner is going to be. But the Rockers and the Sugar Land Skeeters here, this is really important because even though Sugar Land is second right now in the standings, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the overall standings. They're
still second. You're right.
Okay, I was like, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're still second. They're a game and a half back of the York Revolution, who we'll talk about a little bit later because we're going to see them starting tomorrow. This is still probably, we were talking about it earlier, probably the most dangerous team in the league because of how they can play, all the experience they have, including championship experience. You know, they have already clinched the playoff spot. They're the defending Atlantic League champions. So anytime you can beat a team like this, it would be big. When you're in first place right now, as the High Point Rockers are, the number one thing you got to do is win at home. And the best way to do that is you'd love to say win every game. It's not that easy. But if you can win every home series, you're going to be in great shape. The Rockers in a spot to win a huge series against Sugar Land Skeeters here today.
And they've got all the momentum after yesterday's game. You're down 5 runs in the third inning of that game yesterday. You come all the way back and win 9-8. Pretty dramatic fashion in the 8th inning. Not quite a walk-off, but picked up 4 runs in the 8th inning to really shock Sugar Land and pitcher Kevin Comer, who was on the mound at the time. And I think with that being said, and Hutchinson getting out of that jam in the top of the 9th inning to pick up his first save of the year, it's safe to say all the momentum in this series is on the High Point side right now.
Because if that goes the other way, right, let's say that the Sugar Land Skeeters won yesterday, you come in today as a High Point Rocker fan and you go, we really need this one, and you're a tiny bit nervous just because of how, in Sugar Land, a tremendous team, how well they played against the Rockers last time. They won that series 3-1. You'd get nervous because there's a high probability if the Rockers make the playoffs, if you make the playoffs, there's a good chance you'll see them because they're already in. So, and we'll get into it a tiny bit, but if a wild card opens up, which would involve Sugar Land winning both halves and then Somerset winning the second half in Liberty Division, then the Rockers having the best record, that would open them up to play Sugar Land in the first round of the playoffs. Or if the Rockers make it to the championship and Sugar Land is there, then that would be for all the marbles. So 2 chances that the Rockers see the Sugar Land Skeeters. We know for a fact Sugar Land's going to be there. High Point wants to be there. Anytime you can beat a playoff team and own the series against them, you'd feel good about it.
Absolutely, and with a guy like Joe Van Meter on the mound today, especially after the bullpen did a fantastic job yesterday. 3 innings from Trevor Frank, 3 fantastic innings. Asher Tolliver comes in, picks up, get this, his 8th win of the year, second in the Atlantic League, most wins by any pitcher, not just relievers or starters. 8th win is second in the Atlantic League. And then, of course, Hutchinson coming in and finishing that game off. And then you have a guy like Joe Van Meter, can go out tonight and give you 6-7 solid innings. So the pitching's just expected to pick up right where it left off yesterday.
Maybe the ace, Joe Van Meter, one of the aces on this rotation. Depending on the night, there's so many guys in the starting rotation now who play so well, and you have to worry about what a great situation to have if you're the High Point Rockers. One guy that Kendrick just mentioned was Trevor Frank, who came in during the middle innings yesterday, and I wasn't here, you were here, and you said played a huge role in that game and helped the Rockers pick up the W.
Yeah, when you look at the score, Trevor Frank comes in a 7-4 ball game, and by the time he leaves, it's 7-5, so the Rockers weren't able to come back while Frank was still there, but he was phenomenal. I think he picked up something like 4 or 5 strikeouts in his 3 innings of work and allowed 1 base runner. So, he comes in and he absolutely shut down the Skeeters and gave the Rockers a chance to kind of catch their breath from the opening onslaught, because Sugar Land had 6 runs in the second inning. So if Trevor Frank came in and kind of settled the troops down a little bit, and once they caught their breath, the offense got going.
And we got a chance to catch up with Trevor Frank before the game today and ask him about how he's been doing in relief and ask him about his outing yesterday, which Kendrick, was adamant about, and I believe him. I got to watch some of the game yesterday, so I know too. Played a huge role in yesterday's game, was a massive game changer yesterday for the High Point Rockers. So let's go to him right now. Here is the man that helped the Rockers get the win yesterday and a great reliever for the Rockers, Trevor Frank. Hey, Rockers fans, Kevin McMahon here, Country Fruits with me. We got Trevor Frank with us. And Trevor, we want to start with your performance yesterday out of the bullpen. Another great day for you. How have you been feeling recently coming out in those middle innings?
It's been great. I sat down with Frank and Jamie and told them that if they needed a guy to start kind of throwing a little bit more innings in the middle of the game, if a starter doesn't get too far in the game, that I could be their guy to go 2-3. I trained a little bit to become a starter in the off season, so I felt good enough to go 2-3 innings, maybe 4. Also trying to get ready for winter ball, so whatever they need is best for me.
At the beginning of the year, you were the guy picking up the majority of the team's saves with 11, and since then you've kind of bounced around in a lot of different roles. You pitched the 9th, the 8th. We saw you come in the middle yesterday, and it looks like you've really flourished in the last month. Has something clicked or something changed in your preparation or anything that's contributed to that?
I wouldn't say it was preparation. I'd say it's just kind of being comfortable with all my pitches now. For the longest time, I didn't have that third pitch, and now I do, and feel comfortable throwing it in any count, any situation. Righty, lefty, doesn't matter, and just kind of going after guys. I've been tooling around with the wind-up a little bit as well, and kind of changing that up and kind of getting my body moving, and kind of it's been working well.
And to follow up to the first question, why was it so important for you to go in and have that meeting and let everybody know, yeah, I'm good with, I'm flexible, I can be in any spot? Why was it so important for you to make that statement?
Right. I mean, obviously we didn't have that guy that was able to do it. I mean, we have guys that can. We just didn't have that set guy to, hey, you're going to be that guy that's going to come in that situation. And I just wanted to. I wanted to get more innings. The best thing to do. I mean, if I want to get picked up to go to affiliated ball again, you gotta throw innings. I've always been a 1-2 inning guy through affiliated ball, and I got up to AAA, but I didn't get to the big leagues. So it's something that I got to show them that I can do if they need it. And
when you look around, it's something that helps you and it helps the team because the Rockers don't kind of need, they don't necessarily have a guys who are capable, but guys who haven't yet for the Rockers gone 3 and 4 innings. So that was a need that needed to be filled.
What was it? Sorry, what was it?
I'm saying, so you saw that going extra innings would be something that would help you, but also something that necessarily the Rockers didn't have a guy doing that yet. So that's why you felt like that was a good spot for you to fill in.
It was definitely a spot that needed to be filled, and I knew I could help out the team. I mean, I was a starter for 3 years in college. I knew I'd start feeling more stronger through more innings. Obviously, I was a 1-inning guy through affiliated, some 2 innings, but I felt like that I could be that guy to help them out.
I want to go back to yesterday for a second. So it's 7-2 in the third inning. Then we have that rain delay. You come in, fantastic 3 innings of work. The team keeps chipping away, and when it's all said and done, we come back and win 9-8. That seems like a statement win to me, as far as a team that's, they had that win streak snapped a couple of days ago, and they're still trying to make that playoff push. It seemed like a big statement win yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we needed that win. Obviously, we want to win this half. Just gotta, obviously, just go out there and do our thing. Yeah.
This is a bullpen that, from the outside looking in and talking to some of you guys, there's a lot of good arms down there. We talked about it every time someone comes in on the broadcast. We say, the Rockers already had so many guys go to the All-Star game who are in the bullpen, and we think some other guys got snubbed. I mean, the bullpen was so good in the first half and continue. You guys seem to really cheer for each other. How important is it for you guys to keep the morale up down there and be in each other's corner?
I mean, that's always the thing. In the bullpen, you have fun down there. You enjoy your time. If you don't enjoy your time down there, it's just gonna get boring, and you're gonna just start worrying about things you don't need to worry about. We definitely are down there. We try to have fun. If we get to,
ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome
I would
to
say,
the
I don't know,
field your
can't say that on
high
air, but
point rocker.
kind of don't want to think about things too much. You want to just go out there and just go after it. We have some great guys that come in and all different situations, and they're going to go do their job. They've always done that throughout their career, and I know we're going to have guys getting picked up. It's just literally just
at this time,
going and doing our thing. Like, you can't control what's going to happen.
Well, Trevor, thanks for stopping by. Keep up the great work, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
And join us in the playing of our national anthem, performed by Brandon Nutt. Brandon Nutt.
An outstanding version of the national anthem here tonight, so we say thank you for that. It is now time for some High Point Rocker baseball. We're just getting ready to get started. Kevin McMahon here with Kendrick Fruits. Let's go ahead and tell you about the man on the mound, then we'll give you the lineup. This is Joe Van Meter.
Yeah, Joe Van Meter making the start for the Rockers today, and they shuffled around their rotation a little bit tonight. It was originally supposed to be Lucas Irvine's start, but Irvine, of course, started yesterday. So we look at Joe Van Meter today and taking a look at some of his numbers so far this year. 5-3, 2.63 ERA. This will be his 16th start. 75 strikeouts in 85 innings, just 18 walks at opponents, not even hitting 200 off of him. So if you want to call him the ace of the Rockers staff, I think you've got a very strong case to do so.
We'll talk more about Joe as the evening goes on. Let's let you know who is playing tonight for the Sugar Land Skeeters. Leading off first will be number 11, the center fielder, Rico Noel. Batting second, it'll be number 21, Anthony Giansanti. Third, it'll be number 23, DJ Peterson. Fourth, batting cleanup, it'll be the powerful Dennis Phipps, the DH. Fifth, it'll be Juan Silverio, the third baseman. He is dangerous as well at the plate. Jason Martinson is batting sixth. Seventh, it'll be Zach Borenstein. Eighth, it'll be Javier Betancourt, the cousin of the shortstop of the Rockers, Giovanni Alfonso. And ninth, it'll be number 12, the catcher, Cody Stanley. All right, Rico Noel makes his way to the plate. We are ready for some High Point Rocker baseball. Van Meter on the mound. He's ready to give out the first pitch here. Noel at the plate, settling in. Here we go. The first pitch, this one hit up high into the air in the infield, caught for out number one by Michael Russell. So 1 out in, we already met Russell. Kendrick, are you ready to take us around the field? Let us know who's out there for the Rockers.
All right, so in left field we have Quincy Lattimore today. Center field will be Miles Schroeder, and right field will be Steven Cardulo. Hector Gomez had yesterday off. He's back at third base today. Giovanni Alfonso is at short, Michael Russell at second, and the first baseman Richie Schaefer. Matt Jones behind the plate, and Joe Van Meter on the mound.
The first pitch here to Giansanti. That one a ball. If you had the under of when we were going to get to the defensive alignment, you won. That's the first time you could have the under and win. The 1-0, that one in there for a strike, 1-1.
Game time temperature, 88 degrees. We'll drop down to about 79 by the time we're finished. It says partly cloudy skies. We look pretty good right now, guys. The sun will be a factor. We saw Michael Russell battling it on that first out. So keep an eye on the sun and whether that affects plays in the field.
Giansanti hits this one Michael Russell's way again. He is battling the sun, but able to catch it for out number two. I think we're under 5 pitches thrown here and already 2 outs, so a good start for Joe Van Meter. The guy who throws a lot of strikes, and has a lot of strikeouts to his name. Doesn't have any yet. Here's DJ Peterson, batting third, already 2 outs here in the top of the first. The pitch here, outside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, that one a ball as well. 2-0, 2 outs. It's dollar beer night here at BB&T Point. A very popular promotion. The 2-0, this one hits sky high as well, but it's traveling foul. And it lands right in the front row.
You know, I was thinking through this lineup and who the key to the lineup would be. Obviously, Dennis Phipps, the guy on deck's a really dangerous hitter. But I think DJ Peterson's another guy to watch, too, hitting .259 this year with 2 home runs. He's only played a handful of games, so that translates. Had he played the full season, he'd be somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 home runs already this year.
The 2-1, that a ball, 3-1.
I will say the guy that I was going to pick for my Key of the game, not named Dennis Phipps, was Winton Bernard, who got on base 4 times yesterday. And, of course, he's not in the lineup today.
The 3-1. This one is hit hard into left field, but right to Quincy Lattimore, who makes the one-handed grab there for out number 3. And that brings a quick end to the top of the first inning for Joe Van Meter and the High Point Rockers. As the Rockers turn to hit now, we'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
We've got 10-ounce domestic drafts available for just $1 American.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
For your High Point Rockers, right fielder, number 65, Stephen.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, Stephen Cardullo makes his way to the plate here for the High Point Rockers. On the mound is Matt Perk for the Sugar Land Skeeters. The first pitch from Perk, that one outside for a ball, 1-0. We are still scoreless here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Perk's had a little bit of a rough go this year. 3-5, 5.28 ERA. He's given up 5 home runs in 58 innings.
The 1-0, a big swing from Cardullo there. It's 1-1.
He's alternated between the bullpen and making starts. This is 20th appearance, 11th start. He spent a little bit of time in the major leagues with the White Sox, made 12 appearances, 0-1 with a 5.50 ERA in the bigs.
The 1-1 to Cardullo. That one gets down low, 2-1.
We've been talking about how hot Stephen Cardullo's been. In terms of average, it's not going to blow you away, 263 since the All-Star break, but 7 home runs and 12 RBIs since the All-Star break.
The 2-1, Cardullo tips that one away, 2-2.
Including the fact he's the only High Point Rocker with multiple home runs so far in August. He hits 286 in August, 2 home runs, 5 driven in. Both that home run and RBI total lead the team.
Two count, no outs here for Cardullo at the plate. The 2-2, Cardullo hits this one. It takes a few bounces. A bare hand grab. The throw to first is dropped. Silverio tried to field it barehanded. That part was good. He made the throw over to Peterson, but Peterson was unable to bring it in over there at first base. So Cardullo will reach, and for the moment, it's being scored a hit.
I think it's going to stay that way. So I was really interested to see how that was going to be scored. Hit that off the end of the bat, kind of a swinging bunt, if you will. But yeah, I think that's going to stay a hit for Cardullo.
That one felt like it had hit written all over, just the way it took so many bounces. It was going to be a really hard one to field. And Cardullo over to second, and he is thrown out apparently. at second. The throw from Stanley. And apparently Cardullo got caught there. I say apparently because it was close. They have a much better look at it than we do. But that was close. That's Thomas Newsom at first, but it was Justin Burton with the call at third base. He came over to the middle of the infield and was right there. So he makes the call for out number 1. So now it's an 0-1 count for Michael Russell. The 0-1 to Russell. Russell hits this one sky high. Stanley coming over towards the Rocker dugout, and that one bounces off the roof of the dugout and fielded by a fan. Nice play.
Sometimes Gold Glovers are in the seats as well.
Yeah, that one took a bounce off of the wall back here. So,
speaking of Gold Gloves, I made the comment yesterday. I said that if this were the major leagues, I think that you can make a case Giovanni Alfonso would be the best defensive shortstop in the league.
The 0-2 to Russell. He hits this one foul down the third base line. Without a doubt. I agree with you all the way. What position did De Aza play?
He's outfield.
He was outfield?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a pretty good glove, too. Even though he's not here, he's not in the Atlantic League anymore.
Yeah, he's in Rochester, AAA, the Minnesota Twins.
The 0-2 to Russell. Russell hits this one up the middle as it drops right in front of Betancourt, who had a good run on it, almost grabbed it, but wasn't able to cover all the ground to get to it. And Russell will reach with a single. Here comes Hector Gomez to the plate now. 1 out, but 2 hits in the inning.
Yeah, Betancourt tried to go with the bare hand there. He knew he wasn't going to catch it with his glove, so a leaping barehanded attempt, wasn't able to grab it. And here's Hector Gomez, who has been swinging a pretty decent bat this week. Not necessarily getting results all the time, but he looks good at the plate.
1 out, Russell on first. Gomez at the plate. He takes a cut there, tips the ball back to the backstop, foul. If you're the Rockers, you're happy Russell got on there because after the immediate throw out of Cardullo, he popped one out. That would have been a quick 2 outs here in the top of the bottom of the first. The 0-1 to Gomez, that makes it 0-2.
You don't want to play what if, but if Cardullo had been safe, there's a very good chance he scores on that hit by Russell.
Yeah, maybe most guys won't score from first on that, but Cardullo is speedy. The 0-2 to Gomez. That one came in towards him. He takes a step back, and it's a ball. 1-2. 1-2, 1 out. Quincy Lattimore awaits on deck. Runner on first, and Michael Russell. The 1-2. Gomez hits this one down the line. If it's fair, it's gone. Send it. It bounces off the pole. What a shot. Get your money's worth, Hector.
Hector Gomez turned into Carlton Fisk there for a little bit, minus the hand motions. He leans hard at the plate, trying to will that ball to stay fair, and it does for his 5th home run of the year.
What a shot by Hector Gomez. That one hit into left field, bounces off the foul pole. A 2-run shot for Hector Gomez to make it 2-0. The High Point Rockers lead. What a start for this High Point team. They pick up where they left off yesterday with a big start to this one.
Well, don't forget, they also jumped out to a 2-0 lead yesterday as well, so we're starting to see the offense come around early in these games for the Rockers.
The first pitch to Quincy Lattimore. That one in there for a strike. 0-1 count, 1 out. Quincy Lattimore hits this one to Perk. Perk, the throw to first for out number 2.
Quincy's been struggling a little bit at the plate since the All-Star break, hitting at just .217.
First baseman.
Although the power numbers are still there, 6 home runs, which is second on the team since the break.
Richie Schaefer at the plate now. That one down for a ball, 1-0. Richie Schaefer, the guest this week on the Off the Rocker podcast. A great guess. Foul tips that one back, 1-1.
He also had a great day at the plate yesterday with a couple of hits, and he was standing on second base in the third inning when the skies opened up and we had our rain delay. That RBI double that he had started the scoring there in the third inning for the Rockers.
The 1-1, Schaefer swings at it, tipped it. Foul, 1-2. A 2-0 lead for the Rockers, courtesy of the Gomez home run. Schaefer at the plate now. And a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 to Schaefer. Richie Schaefer hits this one hard into center field. Noel catches it on the run all the way at the warning track for out number 3. But not before Hector Gomez hits a big 2-run home run off the foul pole to put the Rockers up 2-0. We'll be right back. We're to the top of the second inning. Your Rockers lead 2-0.
What's up, Rocker fans?
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Health offers a full range of orthopedic and sports medicine care.
Hi, this is Emily.
This is Lindsay.
And this is Elizabeth, co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Once you are done with this episode, we hope you'll come check out our show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk nerdy to you about fandoms, fan fiction, and all pop culture for nerds that you can think of. A new show comes out every Friday.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show.
Always drink wiser and enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you at the ballpark. A 2-0 lead for the Rockers. Dennis Phipps at the plate here for the Sugar Land Skeeters. The first pitch to start the top of the second from Van Meter, outside for a ball, 1-0. A 2-0 lead here at the top of the second. Hector Gomez hit a 2-run home run last inning. Phipps hits this one high, foul. Will it be playable for the Rockers? Jones is there, catches it right in front of Richie Schaefer. A great play in foul territory. Another quick out for the Rockers as Matt Jones makes the catch.
Well, when you're dealing with one of the most powerful hitters in the lineup, what do? Get him to pop out, and that way crisis averted. You don't have to stress it out that much.
Third baseman, number 20.
Although this guy here, Juan Silverio, he's very capable with the bat, too. It looks like there's some trash.
No, there was a baseball. What happened was Jones was fired up after he caught it, so he threw it over to Hector, and he put too much juice on it and rolled out to the outfield.
Well, we know Matt Jones has an arm.
Yeah, he was fired up. Here's Juan Silverio, and as you were getting ready to say, and we'll let you get that started again, but he's pretty powerful, this guy. The first pitch to Silverio, that one in there for a strike 0-1.
I liken his power a little bit to maybe like a Juan Encarnacion, a guy with a lot of doubles. He's not going to hit a ton of home runs, but he'll get double digits.
The 0-1, that one foul tipped into the net, 0-2.
Obviously plays a different position than Encarnacion, but so strictly going with hitting comparisons there.
The 0-2, and Joe Van Meter makes the backhand grab, the flip over to first. A web gem by the pitcher. What a play. 2 outs.
You know, I was watching some old basketball highlights earlier today. Was watching White Chocolate, Jason Williams with some behind-the-back passes. Joe Van Meter there, behind-the-back stab on that ground ball. Yeah. Made it look easy out there.
That was NBA Jam worthy right there. He's heating up. Jason Martinson at the plate. The pitch here from Van Meter, a strike. And for a guy who, he leads the team in strikeouts, right? In single game strike. He has the record, right?
Who?
Van Meter.
No, Bowden does.
It's Bowden, that's right. But Van Meter had it until Bowden passed him. He has yet to record a strikeout here, but he is doing just fine. He's getting big plays in the field, including some from himself here. The 0-1, and that one foul, 0-2.
Not only that, he's keeping his pitch count down too, and especially since the Rockers had to go to the bullpen in the fourth inning yesterday, they'll certainly appreciate Van Meter setting himself up to go fairly deep into this game.
0-2, 2 outs. Jason Martinson at the plate here in a 2-0 game as the High Point Rockers lead. The 0-2 to Martinson. That one just high, 1-2.
Really impressed with Martinson's plate discipline, especially yesterday. You see the low batting average at 229, but he walked twice yesterday, singled and scored 3 times. So he's got pretty good recognition of the strike zone.
The 1-2, and that one bounces off of the mask of Matt Jones, goes into the dugout. Might have been connected with and hit foul. I'm not completely sure. Another compliment to Martinson's eye there. The one he watched for ball 1 was really close.
I think they're going to say that was a foul ball.
1-2, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 from Van Meter. That one just missing for another ball, 2-2.
And everybody in the infield thought that was Van Meter's first strikeout of the game.
Another compliment to Martinson's eye there. He's taken some really close ones there for balls, but good looks. 2-2, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Here is the 2-2. That one, that was the 3-2. So that one, ball 4. And that will walk Martinson. So that'll be the first base runner of the night for the Sugar Land Skeeters. They have not had someone reach until this very moment. Zach Borenstein at the plate. He takes a swing here at the first pitch, 0-1.
He drops well down the order. Borenstein hit third yesterday. Actually, the last 2 days hit third, and they decided they wanted to mix things up a little bit, and they drop him down in the lineup.
The 0-1, that one a ball, 1-1. One, 2 outs here in the top of the second, but a runner on here for the Sugar Land Skeeters in Martinson. Borenstein at the plate. That pitch in there for a strike, 1-2 count.
Martinson, 10 stolen bases on the year. The Skeeters lead the league with 134 steals as a team. Next closest team, just 109. And in comparison, the Rockers, 81 steals. So expect the Skeeters to run today.
The 1-2, Borenstein, swing and a miss, strike 3. Van Meter, a strikeout in the third out of the inning. Van Meter's first strikeout of the game. Rockers lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the second. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Fans, the Cricket Wireless
Public House Media. I just want to thank you. This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good here on Public House Media. I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes out every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
And thank you to Cricket
This is
Wireless
Bryce
for
Burge,
sponsoring the
host
Locker
of Your
Club.
Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And the show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. CJ Rutherford at the plate. Perk still on the mound here for the Sugar Land Skeeters. The first pitch at the bottom of the second is down for a ball, 1-0. It's a 2-0 lead for the High Point Rockers. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by Kendrick Fruits. The 1-0 from Perk, a big swing from Rutherford. 1-1, as I mentioned in the pregame, in case you're just joining us. If you joined us earlier this week, you know I was not here. I was on vacation, and so I haven't gotten to see Rutherford yet. What have you seen so far, Kendrick?
Well, he played Tuesday, didn't get a hit, did not play yesterday. He's a guy, looking back at his track record, he's spent since 2015 in the Mexican leagues.
The 1-1. Rutherford hits this one over to short, the throw to first in time. Martinson to Peterson for out number one.
Just finishing that thought, though, Rutherford's a guy that he's going to give you quality at-bats. He's a career 283 hitter, and he's good for usually in the ballpark about 15 to 20 home runs in a full season. As I said on Saturday when he first got here, or Tuesday rather, I'm extremely excited to see him join the ball club.
Miles Schroeder at the plate here in the bottom of the second. The first pitch to him. That one in there for a strike. 0-1. One out here in the inning. The Rockers lead 2-0. They also have 3 hits on the night.
Schroeder's 2-run single got the big rally started last night in the 8th inning, or yesterday morning, I should say.
The 0-1 to Schroeder. That one a ball. 1-1.
The Rockers had loaded the bases, and Schroeder poked one into right field. The Rockers ended up scoring 4 and winning the game yesterday.
The 1-1 to Schroeder. That one a ball as well. 2-1 count.
You know, you can always count. I'd say Schroeder's usually good for about 1 hit a night, or at least he'll get on base. It's very rare that he puts up an offer.
The 2-1 to Schroeder. He hits this one sky high, but it might be tough because he hit it so high. But coming in on it was Silverio. He makes the catch for out number 2.
One of the things Richie Schaefer talked about in the podcast, it's really difficult to find the baseball when it comes from the light into the shaded area. And the same thing when you pop one up in the infield. Silverio had to deal with a bright baseball that all of a sudden, boom, got a lot darker as it crossed under the shade cover from the awning.
Especially in the early evening parts of these games on a beautiful sunny day like today. Here's Matthew Jones. The first pitch to Matt Jones. He hits this one into center field. Rico Noel makes the catch for out number 3. And after an eventful bottom of the first for the Rockers, Matt Perk comes in and gets the Rockers to go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We're to the top of the third. The Rockers still lead 2-0. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Liz Colburn, host of The Morning Uplift here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back and check out my show, The Morning Uplift, where we talk about finding your beauty in the journey. A new show comes out twice a month on the first and third Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Morning Uplift. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
We'd also like to wish a very special happy birthday to...
This is Rachel Mullins, host of #NoFilterFriday here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, #NoFilterFriday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of #NoFilterFriday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
And have become a to adults with mental health issues.
This is Jessica Hammer, co-host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Maddie and I talk about all things pageant related, especially our experiences in the Miss America organization. A new show comes out bi-weekly, every other Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you at BB&C Point. It's the High Point Rockers and the Sugarland Skeeters. It's a Thursday night. It's GNO, baby. It's a girls' night out here at the ballpark. That's the promotion this evening.
Javier Betancourt.
So here comes Javier Betancourt to the plate in the top of the third inning. The first pitch to him in there for a strike. Betancourt, the cousin of the shortstop of the Rockers, Giovanni Alfonso.
You mentioned Girls Night Out. That's also a bunch of yellow bandanas out and around today.
The pitch here to Betancourt. He swings at the 0-1 pitch. This one gets down in center field for a single for Javier Betancourt.
Yeah, just a tough spot to get to if you're Lattimore and Schroeder. That ball was dying really quickly, and while they're both very good defensively, they're not necessarily speedsters, and so there's just not a whole lot that either one of them could do there.
Here comes Cody Stanley, but I'll let you finish your thought on the yellow bandanas.
I was just going to say that we're raising funds here today, Mental Health Associates of the Triad. It's Yellow Bandana Night presented by, again, Mental Health Associates of the Triad. There's some raffle things going on the Live Source app. You can bid on special experiences and 50-50 raffle tickets, so certainly a good cause to come out and support here tonight at the ballpark.
Very important. The 0-1 here. And this one hits off the leg of Van Meter. Will he be able to play it? The third or first. Got him. And Keefe is going to come out there immediately, but he has the medical staff with him, so no one up in the bullpen. This will not be the end of the evening, I don't think, for Van Meter. He was able to make that play, so that would tell me he's somewhat okay, but we'll wait and see what they say.
I'm sure we'll see a replay of this one. It looked like it might have got him off of the hip area. I think it was not hit particularly high, so we're just waiting to see it again. But it was not hit up anywhere dangerous, not around the face or anything.
Well, he did a great job of protecting himself.
Sure.
He actually rose that leg up to kind of shield himself from that hitting him anywhere else. Hit him off the thigh, I think, maybe a little bit higher.
That's what I figure. So if anything else, he'll have a bruise there tomorrow, and it might be a little sore getting out of bed. But here we go. Let's take a look at it here for those of you looking on YouTube. Yeah, it got him right off of the above the knee, right around the thigh area. So it'll sting a little bit, but he'll be fine.
Right off the leg there, and the throw over to first as he was able to get the first out thanks to our crew in the control room. A great look at it. So one out, but that'll move Betancourt over to second base. One out as Rico Noel makes his way to the plate. He looks at the first, or I think he swung there for Or he looks at the first pitch for a strike. I'll figure it out somewhere. 0-1, 1 out. Here's the 0-1 to Noel. This one takes a bounce. Great block by Jones.
Yeah, really heads-up play by Matt Jones to keep Betancourt at second. The Rockers, I think, have started to figure Rico Noel out. He didn't play on Tuesday. Yesterday was 1 for 4 with a double, but they were able to limit the times he was on base, and when he was on base, he wasn't able to steal. So I think, at least I would certainly hope the Rockers have figured him out because we know how dangerous he is when he gets on.
He's really good. The 1-1 to Noel. That one almost came in and hit him. A 2-1 count, 1 out. Number 11, Rico Noel at the plate. The 2-1, Noel hits this one over to Gomez, who makes the throw to first for out number 2. Gomez was at third base, came in, and Betancourt goes over to third base. Giovanni Alfonso was covering third and started hitting his cousin a little bit when he was over there.
That's a tough play for Gomez to make, especially with the speedster and Noel going down the line, but took his time and rifled a strong throw over there.
Gomez charged in on it and made a strong play. It's sometimes easy to get distracted by the guy coming from behind you from second base, but he was able to get the out. 2 outs, Anthony Giansanti at the plate. I didn't mention Betancourt gets that single there. Before then, the Sugar Land Skeeters didn't have a hit, so their first hit of the evening, they have that man responsible for that single and Betancourt over at third base. They'd love to score him here. They'd hate to strand him because this is a big opportunity. The 1-0, that one a ball as well. 2-0 count for Anthony Giansanti at the plate. And we are just beginning the second look through the lineup here for the Sugar Land Skeeters at Joe Van Meter. The 2-0, a big swing makes it 2-1.
Giansanti went deep yesterday to left field, and the Rockers certainly know he has power if you pitch him inside.
The 2-1, Giansanti hits this one into right field. Cardullo is there and makes the catch for out number 3. So the runner on third base in Betancourt will stay there. He'll be stranded at third. The Rockers still lead 2-0. We head to the bottom of the third. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Rachel Mullins, host of Hashtag No Filter Friday, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, Hashtag No Filter Friday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Hashtag No Filter Friday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jessica Hammer, co-host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Maddie and I talk about all things pageant related, especially our experiences in the Miss America organization. A new show comes out bi-weekly, every other Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Confessions of a Military Spouse, where we dig deep and talk about the unspoken hard truths of what it's really like to be a military spouse. A new show comes out bi-weekly. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Confessions of a Military Spouse. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Rocker fans, we have first baseman.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you. Giovanni Alfonso at the plate for the Rockers. First pitch down for a ball, 1-0. Perk still on the mound. Here's the 1-0 to Giovanni Alfonso. That one a ball as well, 2-0.
Alfonso's been swinging a good bat this month so far in 6 games, hitting .333 with a couple RBIs, a couple of doubles. And a lot of that damage coming in the last couple of days or so.
The 2-0 to Alfonso. That one a ball as well, 3-0. That's what I have. The 3-0 to Alfonso. He's taking there all the way. That one gets in for a strike, 3-1. The 3-1, Alfonso hit that one hard, but down the right field line. A 3-2 count. Here's the 3-2 to Alfonso. He hits this one on the ground to third. Silverio fields it to third to first in time for out number 1.
Back to the top of the order, we have right field.
Yeah, you know, he grounds out there, but he hits the ball well, and you can still see that he's seeing it really well. He's kind of acted like a leadoff man at the bottom of the lineup, and it feels like a more seamless transition when you go back to the top with Cardulo here.
1 away, Steven Cardulo. At the plate, the first pitch to him in there for a strike. 0-1, 1 out, a 2-0 lead for the High Point Rockers still. They would love to add to that lead here. Matt Perk trying to keep it at 2. Here's the 0-1 to Cardulo. That one just high, 1-1. Your High Point Rockers in first place. Looking to keep that going here with another win tonight. This one hit high up and foul. 1-2, 1 out. That series sweep against the Long Island Ducks really helped the Rockers when it came to the Liberty Division chase here, and they are in first place now and have a 1.5 game lead, I believe.
Yep.
Another win here would help, and it would be a big series win against the Sugar Land Skeeters if they're able to win here tonight. The 1-2 to Cardulo. He is so good at staying alive. He does that here as he fouls that one away. 1-2.
And, you know, things looked interesting yesterday. The Ducks did not have a rain delay. They played the same time the Rockers did, and they won their game. So we're in the middle stages down 4 runs, and we see that the Ducks have already won. And I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, they're going to be a half game out by the end of the day. But the Rockers came back and won to keep the 1.5 game lead.
The Rockers had other plans.
Yes, they did.
The 1-2, Cardulo foul tips that one. Or more than a tip, hit that one pretty hard, but foul. Gets into the crowd, 1-2.
And we're talking about the standings, and the team that's coming in, the York Revolution, they're just barely ahead of the Skeeters, but they're dominating the Freedom Division. They've won some of the neighborhood of 19 games here in the second half.
Could you be hotter than the York Revolution? The answer is no. They are the hottest team in the Atlantic League right now. The 1-2 outside for a ball, 2-2. They've won 18 games already here in this second half.
They might be starting to cool off, though. They've lost 3 in a row, so maybe they're going to come into High Point just at the right time for the Rockers to be able to do some damage.
Cardulo fouls that one away, staying alive again. 2-2, 1 out, a 2-0 lead for the High Point Rockers.
Kevin, I draw your attention to third place in the Liberty Division, though. The Somerset Patriots, the team the Rockers have been keeping an eye on in the wild card standings. They've been struggling a little bit here in the second half, but they've won 4 in a row, though, too. They're a talented team.
The 2-2 to Cardulo. This could be trouble. It gets out. Send it. A home run for Steven Cardulo. A leaping effort in left field by Giansanti. But it's going to be a solo shot for Cardulo. The High Point Rockers lead 3-0. I'd love to take another look at that because that was a close one at the wall.
Second baseman number 4, Michael Russell.
But a great home run for the Rockers, and they are fired up. Cardulo hits a big one, 3-0. Let's take a look here at the replay. As we have a man at the plate, we'll let you know about that. And that one got out. I wasn't sure if the fan played a role there, and he did not, because that one got all the way up and had plenty of room. And the fan actually stayed away. I wasn't sure from our angle. I thought, maybe he reached over there. He did not. He gave Giansanti just enough room, and he almost made the grab on it. Michael Russell at the plate, 1-1. I'll stop talking. Kendrick, what do you think?
Well, I was just going to say, remember last week I asked you who was going to be the first Rocker to 20, and you said Quincy Lattimore. I thought it was going to be Steven Cardulo. He's now at 18.
But my pick's still looking okay. He's at 17 right now. But it's hard to pick against a guy who's maybe been the hottest hitter in the High Point Rocker lineup all year long.
That's his third home run in the last 7 days.
I mean, this guy is red hot. Helping out the Rockers here. A 3-0 lead. Michael Russell at the plate. The 1-2 to Russell. He hits this one foul into the picnic area.
There's actually quite a few home run leaders in the Atlantic League in tonight's ball game. Obviously, we're going to see Nash here over the weekend, who's got 30 to lead the league. Phipps is third with 18th. Cardulo just tied him. Then you have Lattimore and Schaefer with 16 each. So
the 1-2 to Russell. That one almost came in and hit him there. 2-2. You were telling me something interesting.
I was?
About Michael Russell before the game. You said he's the hottest hitter in the High Point Rocker lineup. Is that correct?
Since the All-Star break, hitting .333, which leads the team, in fact, by a large margin. I'll tell you the numbers here in just a second. So the second highest batting average, that pitch was fouled off, was Tyler Ladendorf at .316. But obviously he's gone now. So the next highest batting average since the All-Star break, Hector Gomez at .264. So if you do the math, that means that Michael Russell's the hottest player in terms of batting average by 70 points.
The 2-2 fouls it away. I believe last homestand we saw him hit a big home run. It all moves together, but he had a home run last homestand, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power stroke started to come around for Russell as well. He's got 3 on the year. 2 of them coming since the All-Star break.
The 2-2 to Russell. He hits that one foul as well. 2-2, 1 out.
And only 3 High Point Rockers have double-digit RBIs since the All-Star break about a month ago. Lattimore with 17, Cardulo now with 13, and Michael Russell has 11.
The 2-2 to Russell. That one bounces into the box, so it'll be a 3-2 count. 1 out. Perk on the mound, and he had a good inning last inning. He got the Rockers to go down in order 1-2-3. He faced 3 good hitters too, Rutherford, Schroeder, and Jones. But more trouble here in the top of the third, already giving up a home run in the inning. The 3-2 to Russell. He hits this one hard over to Martinson at shortstop. The throw to first is in time and gets him at first base. Peterson brought it in. 2 outs.
Yeah, Matt Perk, a former first-round draft pick of the Texas Rangers back in 2009, selected 14th overall, but did not sign. It was ended up picking up by the Washington Nationals in the 3rd round in 2011.
Hector Gomez at the plate. Got a nice reaction here. Already played a big role in tonight's game with a big 2-run home run. The 1-0. And that one missing as well. So a 2-0 count. They're being extra careful with Hector Gomez. And he already hit a home run off you tonight, so you'd want to be careful with him. Here's the 2-0 to Gomez. He hits this one right to shortstop. Martinson has to jump for it. Makes the catch for out number 3. But Stephen Cardulo hit a solo home run, and he extends the Rocker lead to 3. It's 3-0. Joe Van Meter makes his way back out to the mound for the 4th. You're listening, and this is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Fans, each game, one lucky fan will be picked.
This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits, the High Point Rockers taking on the Sugar Land Skeeters. If you look at the schedule, this stretch the Rockers had on paper, it looks like it is a tough stretch. The Long Island Ducks and then the Sugar Land Skeeters. You look in the standings here, and you can tell those are some really good teams, but the Rockers had some big wins and continue to get big wins. They're in first place right now, 14-12.
They're taking on the Revolution next
tomorrow. This one hit on the ground to Giovanni Alfonso, who was just able to block it, unable to get up and make the throw to first. So that'll allow a man to reach first there for the Sugar Land Skeeters and DJ Peterson, and that'll be scored an error there. So an E6 will help Peterson reach. Dennis Phipps at the plate now with a man on.
Yeah, it was a play that Alfonso probably could have gotten in front of, but he tried to play it off to the side to help his momentum go into first.
Phipps hits this one foul.
This is the guy we talked about, his power, 18 home runs. You really got to be careful with him. They've done a good job so far in this series, though. Phipps had a couple just harmless singles yesterday and was 1 for 4 with a single on Tuesday as well. So he's hitting the ball well, but they're not leaving the park, and the Rockers will take that.
The 1-1, Phipps fouls that one back, 1-2. And Phipps might have hit 2 out of the park here, but foul straight back. So you'll take balls out of the park in that variety.
Sure, counts as a strike. Joe Van Meter, who's working here with a pretty low pitch count, just 40 pitches right now.
And that one came in and almost got Phipps the way he reacted. I'll guess there. Couldn't necessarily see from here, but he reacted like that one almost hit him, if not did hit him. 2-2. Here is the 2-2 to Phipps. That one missing as well. A full count, 3-2.
Kevin, I got to tell you, we were walking around the concourse area before the game, and it's probably about 20 minutes before we got on the air, and I said, man, there's not a lot of people here, but look behind the plate and in the concourse area really filled up nicely.
The full count, the payoff pitch, that one just misses. 4-4, so that will put Phipps on. You got to be careful with him, but that'll put a man on first, a man on second. For the Sugar Land Skeeters here in the top of the 4th inning, that'll bring Juan Silverio to the plate here, and Kendrick, no outs for the Sugar Land Skeeters here, and they have the tying run at the plate. One swing in the bat could tie this game up.
Yeah, that was not a bad miss on ball 4 there to Phipps. You'll be happy with that pitch.
Juan Silverio swings at the first pitch for a strike. That pitch is a big reaction there as Joe Van Meter gets ahead in the count 0-1.
And if nothing else, nobody at the plate, nobody on the bases has a lot of speed, so a double play is easily in reach.
This one hit right to Joe Van Meter. The throw to second, the throw to first. Got him! A triple play for the High Point Rockers.
I tell you what, Joe Van Meter stabbed that one out of the air. It was just above the ground and threw down to second. That was a close one at first to get Phipps. I almost thought he beat it out, but holy cow, the Rockers turned a triple play here at the point.
1, 2, 3. Are you kidding me? Cardulo says, come here, brother. Let me show you some love. 3 outs for the Rockers on one pitch. Joe Van Meter's doing it all tonight. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Hi, this is Emily.
This is Lindsay.
And this is Elizabeth,
co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Once you are done with this episode, we hope you'll come check out our show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk nerdy to you about fandoms, fan fiction, and all pop culture for nerds that you can think of. A new show comes out every Friday.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Your Life Matters. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good here on Public House Media. I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes up every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
The first pitch here to Quincy Lattimore to start the bottom of the fourth. That one in there for a strike, 0-1. Kev McMahon, Kendrick Fruits here with you at the ballpark. This is Matt Perks still on the mound for the Sugarland Skeeters. The 0-1, that one a ball. 1-1. We come to you here in the bottom of the fourth. After the top of the fourth came to an abrupt end as Joe Van Meter and the Rockers turned a triple play. Quincy Lattimore hits this one into left field. Send it, a home run for the King. King Q blasted that one, a no-doubter. From the second it jumped off the bat, you knew that was a home run. The Rockers feeling it tonight, 4-0. Every run courtesy of the long ball.
Everything's just going the Rockers' way today for Lattimore. That is his 17th home run, second on the team behind Steven Cardulo's 18, but they're just getting it done offensively, defensively. Every homestand, you'll see something pretty impressive. If you thought the 5-run comeback wasn't enough yesterday, you've seen plenty of dramatics already today.
Richie Schaefer was trying to help add to the lead with a home run of his own there with that swing. The 0-1 to Schaefer. That one, a ball, 1-1. 17th Atlantic League home run for Quincy Lattimore. 18th of this professional season, had one in Mexico. The 1-1, that one a ball, 2-1.
I think Richie Schaefer's starting to realize, hey, not only did I just get passed for the home run lead, they're pulling away. I need to get back in this thing.
The 2-1 to Schaefer. This one takes a few bounces towards Silverio at third. He makes the throw over to first. Peterson is there, out number 1. It's a 4-0 lead for the High Point Rockers. I was going to mention it during Quincy's at-bat. He wasted no time, but I'll bring it up now. He had the last home run. This is C.J. Rutherford making his way to the plate. It's, speaking of kings and royalty, it's Game of Thrones night tomorrow night at the ballpark. The first pitch to Rutherford, that one in there for a strike. I think we've talked about it on air. I have seen one episode of Game of Thrones. Kendrick has not seen one. This one a strike as well, 0-2. So we're not the biggest Game of Thrones fans, but I will tell you that the banners they're handing out tomorrow are tremendous. The 0-2 to Rutherford, he foul tips this one away. So we all have one thing in common if we're watching this game or if you're hearing us. We're all Rockers fans. And we can all agree the banner tomorrow is pretty awesome. It says House Rockers playing off the Game of Thrones houses, and it's really neat. So be one of the first fans in tomorrow for one of those. The 0-2 to Rutherford, he takes a big swing and strikes out here.
Yeah, Rutherford now 0 for 6 so far as a Rocker, and I can tell you, when you talk to guys who joined the team midway through the season, they say that first hit's always the toughest one. You want to go ahead and get that going, and sometimes if it doesn't happen in your first at-bat in your first game, you start pressing a little bit, and you know he's just anxious to get his first high-point hit so he can settle in.
The first pitch to Miles Schroeder, who hits this one into right field. Foul. Oh, 1, 2 outs. That's the count here for Miles Schroeder after that foul ball. A 4-0 count. The 0-1 to Schroeder, who hits that one a far-away foul over near the batting cage here at BB&T Point.
Obviously, a 4-run lead is not insurmountable, but with Joe Van Meter on the mound, it feels really good to give him some cushion early on today, especially a 4-run cushion.
Especially the way these have come, these big home run balls for the Rockers. As Schroeder hits this one hard down the line at third base, Silverio makes the play in the throw to first for out number 3. So Sugar Land goes back to the dugout here, but not before the Rockers score again. Quincy Lattimore with a solo shot of his own to make it 4-0. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Hi, this is Emily.
This is Lindsay.
And this is Elizabeth,
co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Once you are done with this episode, we hope you'll come check out our show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk nerdy to you about fandoms, fan fiction, and all pop culture for nerds that you can think of. A new show comes out every Friday.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Your Life Matters. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Top of the 5th inning here. Is Joe Van Meter ready to get things going to Jason Martinson following that triple play in the last half of the inning, or last top of the 5th, we should say. And so that's how we set things off here in the 5th inning, and I'll turn it over to your man, Kevin McMahon.
That's me. I'm back. I'm ready to roll. The pitch here to Joe Van Meter, or from Joe Van Meter to Jason Martinson. That one a ball, 1-0. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Martinson hits this one into right field. It's high. Cardulo is there. Makes the catch for out number 1. The last inning ended courtesy of a triple play. I was talking to the media relations coordinator for the High Point Rockers, James Jackson. I was confirming with him. I have confirmation. First triple play in Rocker history.
I tell you what, it's exciting to make history. It's always one of the most exciting plays. But you know what else? It does wonders for your pitch count. Van Meter's not even at 50 yet.
Zach, Borenstein at the plate here for Sugar Land. It does wonders for your pitch count, especially when you had no outs and runners on second and first. That one in there for a strike. So
that pitch was 50 right there.
1-1 count, 1 out. The Sugar Land Skeeters brought the tying run to the plate, 2-1. The Sugar Land Skeeters brought the tying run to the plate last half inning, and the Rockers were able to get out of it in one pitch with a triple play. The 2-1, Borenstein, the swing there, 2-2. We always say when the tying guy is at the plate, with one swing, he can tie this one up, and with one swing, you can end the inning, apparently, there with a triple play. The 2-2 to Borenstein. Van Meter wanted that one. That won a ball, 3-2. Only one strikeout on the night, but maybe not a bad thing. As Borenstein hits this one as it gets down into center field for a single. And I say maybe not a bad thing because it keeps his pitch count pretty low.
Yeah, everybody loves strikeouts. They're exciting, and in terms of people who look at baseball stats from a base level, it's kind of the quote-unquote sexy stat, if you will. Everybody loves strikeouts. But when you look at some of the in-depth statistics, you don't have to have a bunch of strikeouts to be a dominating pitcher, and Van Meter's showing that tonight.
Javier Betancourt at the plate here for the Sugar Land Skeeters. As he hits this one foul. A 1-1 count, 1 out. Runner on first here in Borenstein.
Van Meter's setting himself up nicely to go 8 innings and turn it over to maybe Ryan Kelly in the 9th and go home.
The 1-1. Betancourt hits that one foul, 1-2. Well, Kendrick's got the night mapped out here. That sounds pretty good if you're a Rockers fan.
It kind of feels a little bit like Tuesday night when the Rockers just ran into Troy Scribner and in the same way, remember Daryl Thompson? It was the exact same game, just switch pitchers, and that's basically what Tuesday night felt like.
And you can throw in Michael Bowden as well. The way we saw him pitch against Southern Maryland, I think it was. The 1-2, he tips it back here, 1-2, 1 out.
It was one of those games where, I think the Rockers went 1, 2, 3, 6 times or 7 times on Tuesday night against Troy Scribner, and Van Meter's kind of done that today, too, where he's had a couple of guys on base, but he works quickly through the innings. He erases base runners. Triple plays will do that for you. But in general, he's just working very quickly and effectively.
The 1-2, that one a little high. 2-2 count, 1 out.
And not only that, but this is a feel-good game. You feel good offensively and defensively today.
As this one is hit hard into left field. Quincy Lattimore makes the catch at the wall and takes away what would have been an extra base hit for sure for the Sugar Land Skeeters. Probably would have scored one. And right when you're thinking as that ball is sailing through the air, okay, here comes the first offense for the Sugar Land Skeeters. Quincy Lattimore is there with a huge defensive play.
Yeah, just everything's going the Rockers' way. You're getting great pitching, great plays in the field, some power hitting. And if you got the York Revolution coming in, which, oh, by the way, we do, this is the game you want to have as your quote-unquote tune-up game, and that's not to take anything for granted as Sugar Land, as you see a great catch there on the replay by Lattimore, but, it's not to take this game lightly, but you got to feel good if this is the game before probably one of the biggest home series of the second half.
And you're playing a really good opponent here, the Sugar Land Skeeters. the 1-1. This one tipped away by Stanley makes it 1-2. The Rockers played a 5-game series on the road in Sugar Land, and they took 4 out of 5 against the Sugar Land Skeeters. At home, they have not won a series against Sugar Land Skeeters yet this year, so tonight is their chance with the series tied 1-1. The 1-2 to Stanley. He swings just far enough to tip that one foul again and stay alive.
You know, they're riding the wave right now. Kevin, if I were to say so far what's the turning point of the second half, it's got to be sweeping the Long Island Ducks, because really winning 3 out of 4 against Southern Maryland here at home the series before, you had to do that after losing 3 out of 4 to Sugar Land. But then you go on the road and you sweep the best team in the league, and that carries over into this series and hopefully into the series after it too. I think that might be the key moment of the second half.
A big swing there makes it strike 3, Joe Van Meter. Another strikeout here, just his second of the night. But that is enough to get out of the inning here. Still a 4-0 lead. We'll be right back. The Rockers lead 4-0.
Rocker fans, who's ready for the cutest burn boot camp challenge we've had so far?
I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes out every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
15 seconds, you're halfway there, keep going.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And the show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you. Matthew Jones at the plate. The first pitch to him. He swings at it. Hits it to Silverio at third base. Makes the throw to Peterson at first for out number 1. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. Perk's still on the mound after the 5-3 ground out by Matt Jones. 1 out in the inning. Here comes Giovanni Alfonso.
Yeah, Alfonso bounced out to to short his first time up. Here's something interesting. If you look, so we're about to be 2 times through the lineup. Your hitters 1 through 4, as that one's in there for a strike. Hitters 1 through 4 are 4 for 8 today. The bottom 5 hitters in the lineup are currently 0 for 9. So all the production coming out of your first 4 guys.
The 0-1 to Alfonso. If that one didn't hit him, it got really close. He had the drop out of the way. 1-1. One out. Here's the 1-1 to Alfonso, who hits this one into short left field. Martinson makes the grab for out number 2, the shortstop.
That's a long way for a shortstop to go out there.
I was having a hard time classifying where it went because I was so shocked to see a shortstop out there grabbing it.
And you know, when a shortstop or an infielder in general makes a catch, usually referred to as a pop out, I almost want to say flied out to shortstop.
I wrote it F6. That's the way I wrote it. Here comes Steven Cardullo, number 65, here for the Rockers. Already a home run on the night. The first pitch to him in the turf, a 1-0 count, a 4-0 lead for the High Point Rockers. 2 outs. The 1-0 to Cardullo, who hits that one foul, 1-1. And Kendrick really, other than the home runs, which I know sounds crazy to say because there's been 4 of them, but not a horrible night for Perk. So a guy you can definitely keep on the mound, to help you eat up some more innings here, as Sugarland's been on the road for a while. The 1-1, that one fouled away. I think they went home shortly in between the time they were here last, but that whole time in general has been a lot of time on the road total.
Sure, and it kind of seems silly to say, but if you take out the 3 home runs he's given up, he hasn't given up a run.
I know. I was kind of thinking that. I'm like, I know that sounds crazy.
It's like, hey, if you take out the bad pitches, he's pitching good today. But no, I mean, if you look, he hasn't walked anybody, so he's got decent control. He's just putting the ball in places where Rockers hitters know where to do some damage.
Cardullo hits this one foul, but we make that statement to say not to downplay what the Rockers have been able to do offensively, because they've been great, but more to clarify and back up why the Sugar Land Skeeters aren't rushing to the bullpen here, because no one up in the bullpen, but I don't really blame them. It's only been 3 bad pitches. 3 bad pitches which have made the entire difference tonight here offensively for the Rockers in a 4-0 lead, but still, he hasn't been getting hit extremely hard by every single guy.
And it's really uncharacteristic as that one misses outside. He's only given up 5 home runs this year going into today.
Really?
So yeah, he's
so
given up
8 now.
8 home runs,
Wow.
3 of them today.
We're 2 away from his season total. The 3-2, Cardullo fouls this one away, so inferring from the notes, not a guy who struggles with giving up home runs. 3 so far. How many do you have? I hate to put you on the spot here with the stat pack. How many games has he played this year?
So this is his 11th start. He's appeared in 20, but 11 starts.
So it's not like he just came up last week.
No, but see, the thing is, he has a 3.3 ERA going into today. 5.3. It's 5.46 now. So he gets hit pretty hard. He's averaging a little under 1 1/3 hits per inning, but they just don't tend to leave the park. He just kind of gives up a string of doubles and singles.
That was a walk to Cardullo.
So, Kevin, I have a marketing idea.
Oh, boy. I'm ready. Here's the first pitch to Michael Russell. That one a ball. 1-0. Cardullo over there at first. We're here in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs.
So the double play hot dog here that they sell is the one with macaroni and cheese and bacon. What is a triple play hot dog? Because that's not on the menu, but what would that be?
This one hit on the ground to Silverio, who tries to make the bare hand play on it. He was unable to do so. Michael Russell makes it over to first.
They're going to give him a hit?
Yeah, you call that one a hit because if Silverio was going to make a play on it, it was going to have to be with him fielding it straight up barehanded, which adds a huge amount of difficulty to the play. He was unable to do so. 2 outs for a guy who helped the Rockers get on the board first with a 2-run home run. 2 men on for him now. Cardullo at second, Russell at first. The pitch to to Gomez, and that one is a ball. It's a 1-0 count.
All right, you can't avoid my hot dog question, though.
I'm not. I was laughing during the call. I don't even know, because typically you wouldn't say, of course, put mac and cheese and bacon on a hot dog, but it's the best match ever. Here is the 1-0 to Gomez. That one a ball, 2-0. Oh, man, you're putting my brain in a blender right now.
You got chili to it, or?
Yeah, I'm thinking something with some chili, maybe a jalapeno on there.
Okay, yeah. Just trying to help with some marketing ideas.
Yeah, well, maybe something unusual, because the triple play is unusual. This one hit high by Hector Gomez into center field. to Rico Noel, who's there and makes the catch for out number 3 in center field. The Rockers still lead 4-0, and this is the Atlantic League pace. We head to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Welcome, Mental Health
Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back to check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Jessica and I talk about our time in the pageant world. A new show comes out bi-weekly on Thursdays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Time at tonight's game, and thank you for your support.
This is Liz Colburn, host of the Morning Uplift here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back and check out my show, The Morning Uplift, where we talk about finding your beauty in the journey. A new show comes out twice a month on the 1st and 3rd Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Morning Uplift. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Rachel Mullins, host of #NoFilterFriday here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, #NoFilterFriday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of #NoFilterFriday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Welcome back to the ballpark. Kev McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you at BB&T Point. We're here in the top of the 6th inning. That's Atlantic League Baseball for you. We're moving quick today. No complaints from the two gentlemen on microphones. The first pitch to Noel, a strike, 0-1.
Kevin, in the break, we were just keeping an eye on the Yankees game because, we're Yankees fans. You mentioned the Gio Urshela just homered. He just homered a second time.
Woo!
In 3 innings, 2 times in the first 3 innings.
A big swing there by Noel. He was trying to do his best Gio Urshela and hit a home run there. 0-2, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
Noel 1 for 6 so far in this series. I think it's safe to say the Rockers have done a good job minimizing him and keeping him off base.
The 0-2, Noel hits this one into right field. Cardullo on the run makes the catch.
Man, I was about to say, if that gets down, I'm just going to shut up and not say anything anymore.
As we look around the Atlantic League tonight, there's one matchup in particular that jumps out as really interesting because it features the team that the High Point Rockers are going to be watching all season long in the Somerset Patriots, and the team they play tomorrow, maybe the hottest team in the league, the York Revolution, who, believe it or not, need a win today. The first pitch here to Giansanti was in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, they're in the bottom of the 4th right now in the York Revolution with a 3-2 lead. Mike Ullman got things going, though, for the Patriots. A 2-run single in the first inning, but 3 straight runs. Is that one in there for a strike for the York Revolution, including Telvin Nash's 31st home run of the season.
Unbelievable.
To put that into perspective, second place has 19 right now.
The 0-2, 1 out. And, folks, if you're on the fence about coming to the ballpark tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday, the Rockers are playing great baseball. They're in first place. We have great promotions. York is maybe the hottest team in the league, and they have Telvin Nash, with, quite frankly, we were talking about before the game, we're not quite sure how he's still in the league. This one hit towards second base into right field a little bit. Michael Russell makes the catch for out number 2.
And this is not Bill Terry, is Brooklyn still in the league? That was a dig at Brooklyn. This is more, how is he in the league because he's too good to be here?
Right. I didn't mean that. Yeah,
sure.
He's playing so well. You check the transaction list every day to see has Telvin Nash's contract been purchased yet, because he's playing so spectacular.
That's kind of how I felt at the beginning of the year with Dante Bichette Jr.
Yeah.
How is he still here with that average up at 400? And you knew it was just a matter of time.
And as we know, his contract was purchased. He was named the Atlantic League Player of the Month. The next day, his contract was purchased. So you do well in the Atlantic League, and that can bode well for you. We've seen plenty of guys get called up this year and get their contract purchased to go play, whether it be in another country, such as Mexico, or to play affiliated ball, as it's referred to, with minor league baseball and the MLB.
And we have plenty of guys on this roster that still might be getting that phone call in the next month or so.
It's 2-2 count, 2 outs. Joe Van Meter, somebody the baseball world should be keeping an eye on. He has been great this year. The 2-2. This one hit over the head of a leaping Richie Schaefer. Cardullo makes a quick throw in to limit DJ Peterson to one base.
That ball was a rocket off of the bat and probably should have been a double if it weren't for the speed of Steven Cardullo racing towards the line to cut it off and limit Peterson to a single.
And a nice throw to get it back in there at a quick rate. Dennis Phipps at the plate now, and this could be a big chance here for the Sugarland Skeeters. A score here just makes it a 3-run game, or even a home run would cut the lead in half. So a big chance here for Sugarland. The 1-0 to Phipps, that one. A ball as well. 2-0, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
The Long Island Ducks have a 4-2 lead over Southern Maryland. Corey Vaughn homered to tie the game, but then Vladimir Frias of the Ducks, a 2-run homer. They're in the top of the 6th inning of that game.
The 2-2, the 2-0, rather, that one in there for a strike, 2-1.
And then New Britain has a 2-0 lead over the Barnstormers. Couple of base hits in that game. Remember, they're playing a scheduled doubleheader, so they should have 2 7-inning games, but they were delayed tonight, too.
That one a ball, 3-1 count, 2 outs. Dennis Phipps at the plate. DJ Peterson on first base. Ball 4 would put runners on first and second. 3-1. Phipps hits this one into center field. Schroeder fields it off of 2 bounces, throws it in. Runners on the corners now as Phipps reaches with a single that moves Peterson all the way over to third base. Top of the 6th inning, Juan Silverio comes to the plate with 2 outs in a big spot here for everybody, but especially the Sugarland Skeeters as they look to get their first runs of the ball game, and they want to break up the success that Joe Van Meter's had tonight. He has been stunning tonight.
That was the 4th hit of the series for Dennis Phipps, but again, not the end of the world because you kept him into the ballpark.
The first pitch to Silverio. This one hit very high and hard, but foul. 0-1. So if you're Van Meter, you already got 1 strike on him now. You're just trying to put together 2 more or 1 pitch that can turn into the 3rd out and get out of the inning. This is the 2nd time this evening that the Sugarland Skeeters have been a base away from scoring. They have a man on third base for the 2nd time tonight. Rockers were able to strand that runner earlier. The 0-1 to Silverio, he did go, so that is a 0-2 count now, 2 outs.
Rockers have somebody up in the bullpen. I think it's Dusty Isaacs. I believe it is. Be interesting to see Van Meter now at 83 pitches, how much longer he'll have left in this ball game. You think he has a chance to finish this inning? 7th inning could be questionable.
The 0-2, Silverio swings at it, right to Van Meter. Van Meter throws it to first. Richie Schaefer is able to field it for out number 3. And Van Meter and the Rockers get out of danger. Van Meter gets through 6 and has held the Sugarland Skeeters scoreless. It's 4-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Birthday boy waiting on you. It's ready to race.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And the show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
For the Rockers, left fielder, number 22.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you. Quincy Lattimore at the plate for the Rockers. Perk still on the mound here for the Sugarland Skeeters. Somebody up in the bullpen getting warm for them, however. The pitch here to Lattimore, that one a strike. I believe it's even at 1-1.
Dusty Isaacs up throwing in the Rockers bullpen. With Van Meter at 84 pitches, Jamie Keefe could really go either way. You could send him out there, or you could just go to Dusty Isaacs, who can give you a couple innings.
He's at 85 pitches, 84 pitches?
84, yep.
84 pitches.
83, excuse me.
83, he being Joe Van Meter. 1-2 count here for Quincy Lattimore. Matt Perk on the mound. The 1-2. That one missing for a ball, 2-2. How many pitches is Perk at?
His next one should be 86.
Okay.
Excuse me, no. Now they've updated. His next one is 90.
And he's an inning behind
Van
Meter, so that shows you the night he's had here. And that one is strike 3. Quincy Lattimore called strike 3 there. He looked at that one. It was close, but he goes down on strikes.
Just the second strikeout for Matt Perk today.
If I had to guess, Kendrick, and it's only a guess, I would guess that Joe Van Meter starts the 7th inning, and they try to get 1 or 2 more. If he can get a quick, 1, 2, 3, I think they let him go, but they'll have him come in for 1 or 2 more. But if he gets into any kind of trouble, or even if they only let him go 1 or 2, they come and get him.
I think that the general rule of thumb is going to be, and I'll let Perk throw this pitch here.
Richie Schaefer hits this one foul, 1-1. 0-2.
I think that Joe Van Meter's leash is going to be up. It's going to be either 100 pitches or the first guy to reach base, whatever comes first.
We're trying to think like Jamie Keefe up
But
here.
I don't expect him. If he gets quickly through the 7th inning, I don't think he'll be back for the 8th.
I think you're right on that one. Richie Schaefer hits this one foul, staying alive here in a 0-2 count.
I mean, because you also have to think about these guys in the bullpen. They need to get some work, and Dusty Isaacs hasn't pitched, I think, since Saturday. So that's a guy that they want to get in. He did come up and throw in the pen on Tuesday, but did not get into the game, so they want to get him some action.
And as this one is a ball, 1-2, you want to, I always go back to the basketball saying, but when you're shooting on a basketball court, you leave after a make. You want to leave on a high note if you're Van Meter. 1-2, this one fouled away by Schaefer, staying alive here. 1-2, 1 out. If, so Van Meter, he may not come out. Isaac's still warming up, so we'll have to wait and see. But if he does, you want if he has another good inning, why not let him enjoy going 6 2/3 or 7 great innings and then hand it over to the dugout or to the bullpen. Schaefer hits this one high into left field, and that one is a home run. Send it. A solo shot for Schaefer. Giansanti did everything but go into the crowd as he tried to get that one. Schaefer, a solo shot. That home run race of who's going to be the leader on this Rocker team continues. The three guys with the highest totals, Quincy, Lattimore, Cardullo, and Schaefer, all homering tonight.
Well, you said Giansanti did everything he could. I think the only way he catches that ball is if he hops on a plane and maybe hits, goes to RDU or something. That ball way out of here.
He's had a couple and that he was close to. C.J. Rutherford hits this one hard to Martinson at short. The throw's going to be close. It one hops over to Peterson for out number 2.
And if you're Rutherford, you just stay just thinking, man, I was this close to getting my first hit with High Point. But closing my last thought on Joe Van Meter, what we're
quick
talking
question
about.
before you go.
Sure.
Does the 5-0 change anything?
No.
Does the new home run change? Okay.
I don't think so.
Continue.
My other thought is, traditional wisdom would say maybe they wouldn't even let him come out here. But what we've seen with the Rockers,
Miles Schroeder fouls that one away. He's the new hitter here for the Rockers. 2 outs.
Their coaching staff, Jamie Keefe and Frank Viola, they tend to give the starters that extra comeback. When it's on the fence like it is here with 83 pitches, they'll let him come back out. They do it time and time again this year, so I bet he comes out here in the 7th.
And that's what I was just going to say. We're taking our guesses based on what we think, and we're not just up here, we're guessing, but we're guessing based on what we've already seen this year. As Schroeder hits this one foul away, 1-2. Now, we could be dead wrong, but we're taking a guess at what we've seen, and we'll have to wait and see.
Just like being a weather person, we could be wrong. People still listen. I would say this, though. The Rockers have 4 home runs today, and a bunch of other foul balls have had home run distance. They're really teeing off on Matt Perk today.
And it was right from the start, too. As Schroeder hits this one into left field, Giansanti back at the warning track. And he is there for out number 3. But another home run for the High Point Rockers. This time, it's Richie Schaefer who hits a solo home run. It's 5-0. Rockers lead. And it's going to be Isaacs coming in. So the end of the night for Joe Van Meter. We'll give you his numbers when we come back. What a great night for him. It's Rocker Ball time, so YouTube enjoy. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And the show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits.
Number 25, Jason Martinson.
Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits here with you in the top of the 7th. New pitcher for the High Point Rockers, Dusty Isaacs.
Yeah, Isaac's numbers so far this year, 1-2, 4.91 ERA. 15 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 11 innings. Opponents hitting .211 off of him. So the ERA is a little high, but the rest of the numbers translate, and the ERA should come down as he gets a couple more innings under his belt.
This is Jason Martinson at the plate here for the Sugar Land Skeeters. The pitch here from Isaacs. That was the 0-2. Strike 3. A nice way to get your evening started there for Dusty Isaacs with a 3-pitch strikeout.
Yeah, he picks up right where Joe Van Meter left off, retiring Sugar Land Skeeter. Speaking of Van Meter, let's close his book tonight. 6 innings for Joe Van Meter, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So, not an overpowering performance for Joe Van Meter, but he got the job done in a big way with 6 shutout innings.
That one a ball, 1-1.
There's a lefty in the bullpen for the Skeeters. The Rockers have somebody else up and throwing. Let's see if I can make out who it is. It looks like Paul Clemens.
That one a ball, 2-1, 1 out.
And obviously, if you're the Rockers, you got to walk that fine line tonight of, making sure that people are rested going into the York series, but also making sure that people are fresh and ready and stretched out.
A jump there by Giovanni Alfonso, but he's unable to bring it in as that one gets into the outfield for Zach Borenstein. A single here for him.
Second baseman, number 6, Javier Betancourt.
Yeah, Borenstein 2 for 3 today. He's a guy that's looked pretty good at his trips to the plate. A guy that represented Israel in the World Baseball Classic a couple years ago.
Javier Betancourt at the plate. That one in there for a strike 0-1. Borenstein on first. 1 out in the inning. The 0-1 from Isaacs. Hector Gomez, a diving effort. That one bounces off of his glove, and that one goes into foul territory. So runners on first and second, 1 away.
Great effort there by Hector Gomez, and another heads-up play by Giovanni Alfonso chasing after that ball, because if he doesn't get there, both runners are advancing another base. And again, Hector Gomez maybe just an inch or so away from making a great play.
And a good call by Hector Gomez. He knew when to give up on the play and cover third, because if he takes off, then Alfonso may not have enough time to realize that he needs the cover, and then you can have a man running to third and nobody covering.
Dusty Isaacs picked it up, too, that, hey, maybe somebody needs to go over to third. He started heading that way.
Cody Stanley at the plate. This one hit hard into left field. Lattimore makes the catch. He has a big arm. He throws this into the infield. 2 away now, so Dusty Isaacs has a chance because he opened up the inning with a strikeout, and that one hit into left field. Quincy Lattimore makes the catch. 2 away, that Isaacs has a chance to get out of this inning and have no real damage be done. Also, in a 5-0 game, you have a little bit of room, don't you?
You do, and if you're Dusty Isaacs, obviously you don't want to completely lay down.
Rico Noel swings at the first pitch, tips it behind him, foul, 0-1.
But you also have a little less pressure. You don't feel like I have to be perfect with every single pitch. A lot of people call it pitching to the scoreboard. And realizing, hey, if you have a bigger lead, hey, don't have to strike people out. Say, here it is, hit it. Let your defense make the plays, keep your pitch count low, and just get through the inning quickly.
2 outs. Here's the 0-1. Jones popped right up and had to check the man at first back, and Javier Betancourt, a 1-1 count, 2 outs.
Rockers had a 6-game winning streak snapped on Tuesday, looking to make it 2 in a row here tonight.
The 1-1, a big swing, makes it 1-2.
Noel hitless in his 3 trips. Was just 1 for 4 yesterday. We knew last time he was here, he was hitting something like 360 or 370. We knew that was going to cool off a little bit, as he's down at 318 now.
1-2, 2 outs. This one hit to Giovanni Alfonso, who makes the throw to first. Out! Dusty Isaacs and the Rockers get out of the inning. Get out of the top of the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th. But you know what that means? It's stretch time here at the ballpark. The Rockers lead 5-0. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Rachel Mullins, host of #NoFilterFriday here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, #NoFilterFriday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of #NoFilterFriday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jessica Hammer, co-host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Maddie and I talk about all things pageant related, especially our experiences in the Miss America organization. A new show comes out bi-weekly, every other Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Confessions of a Military Spouse, where we dig deep and talk about the unspoken hard truths of what it's really like to be a military spouse. A new show comes out bi-weekly. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Confessions of a Military Spouse. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
For the Rockers, the catcher, number 17, Matt Jones.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Foots at BB&C Point. Matthew Jones steps up to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Didn't want to step on our PA guy there. Shane does a great job giving that big announcement about who's up here. So Matt Jones at the plate. The first pitch in there for a strike. New pitcher for the Sugarland Skeeters in Daniel Gibson. We say hello to him.
Gibson's had a fantastic season, 2.77 ERA, 12 games with the Rockers, 18 with the Sugarland Skeeters. He's come through in some big-time moments for Sugarland this year.
The 0-1 to Jones. That one a ball, 1-1.
The end of the night for Matt Perk, and he was done in by the long ball, 4 of them to be exact. It's responsible for all 5 of his runs via home run. 7 hits allowed, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts.
The 1-1 to Matt Jones.
Here's something interesting, too. So Perk and Joe Van Meter came in today with opposite records, 3-5 and 5-3. And if they both will pick up decisions like they're in line for, it'll stay that way, 3-6, 6-3.
Matt Jones in a 2-1 count. No outs here. Gibson on the mound, the 2-1. That one a ball, 3-1.
I think the Rockers, after yesterday, they said, hey, this feels nice not having a bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they're trying to do it again for the second night in a row.
The 3-1. Jones hits this one hard into center field. Rico Noel somehow holds on and makes the catch.
Well, if you want to put a star next to that one, I know the Rockers had a triple play earlier today, but that might be the play of the game in terms of single-handed effort. Rico Noel going back on it, and it bounced out of his glove, but he was able to pick it up on a hop. If you look on the replay, for those of you watching on YouTube, it bounces out of his glove, and he still keeps it in his sights and makes the catch. Absolutely fantastic play for the speedster.
Giovanni Alfonso steps up to the plate now in the bottom of the 7th, one away. That one a ball, 1-0.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, not every single break can go the Rockers' way, and unfortunately Matt Jones just happened to be on the wrong end of that one.
Definitely the play of the game for the Sugar Land Skeeters. I mean, that'll be one they'll look back upon fondly. We will as well. What a play that was. Still play of the game for me, I think, has to be that triple play, because not only was it a triple play, but it was a great play and great defense that happened. Sometimes triple plays, they're exciting, but they're not always, like really thrilling defensive plays because they are so circumstantial. That one in there for a strike to Giovanni Alfonso. This one was spectacular. It was hit hard back to Van Meter. He makes a great catch and then has the quick mind to turn to second and then the throw to first as well. This one tipped away, a 2-2 count for Giovanni Alfonso.
This entire series has had a bunch of really good defensive plays, and Silverio's made some good plays at third. I want to highlight both teams' shortstops, Martinson and Giovanni Alfonso, have done a fantastic job making some tough plays in the field, especially on slow hit ground balls that they would have to charge throughout the course of this series. Good defense all the way around. As Alfonso rips that one into left field, that'll get in between Martinson and Silverio, so he's on his first base hit of the game. We talked about the fact that he was one of the hottest hitters since the All-Star break, and he keeps it up here.
He's a great shortstop. He is great defensively. He's spectacular. And now that bat is coming up with him, I mean, he's in great shape.
And that's, we talked to Jamie Keefe, I think it was coming up on 2 weeks ago or so, and he was just saying, we know that he's great defensively. We just want that bat to come around. And I think Gio must have been eavesdropping because that bat has been doing just that.
Cardulo hits this one hard, but into right field foul.
Like every time Cardulo's put the bat on the ball today, fair or not, I start looking up saying, oh, how far is that one going to go?
There's been so many. You go, okay, another home run. You just kind of jump and go, another home run for the Rockers. It was not. The 0-1. That one a ball, 1-1.
You feel pretty good with a 5-run lead here in the 7th inning, but a little bit of insurance never hurts. I mean, you saw the Skeeters put up a 6 spot yesterday, so definitely add on when you can. Is that one down in the dirt to Cardulo in the count 2-1.
A 2-1 count, one out for Cardulo, runner on and Giovanni Alfonso.
Cardulo 2 for 2 today. He's also walked, so he's reached base all 3 times and he's come up to the plate.
Cardulo, another big swing there. 2-2, one out.
And he's frustrated at that one. You see him talking to himself. He says, man, that's a pitch that I should have done some damage and perhaps hit a second home run of the night.
The 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Yeah. So 2 outs here for Gibson and the Sugar Land Skeeters, but it puts Michael Russell at the plate with still a man on and Giovanni Alfonso. So still an opportunity here.
If Alfonso feels comfortable, you could see him steal here as Russell fouls that first one off. But with a 5-run lead, you're not gambling a whole lot, and there's no chance of a double play. Why not try it? The Rockers don't steal a whole lot, but you've got to think that if anybody was going to be able to do so or would be allowed to do so, Alfonso would be one of those guys.
And you're in a 5-0 lead, as you said. What do you have to lose here? The 0-1 to Russell. That one fouled away. 0-2, 2 outs.
You know, it'd be one thing to be down by 1 right now and say, man, we need these base runners. But right here, you can afford to gamble a little bit. Maybe gambling in baseball is not the best phrase there, but you can afford to take a chance at least.
The 0-2. This one hit to second. Betancourt is there. He touches second for out number 3. We head to the 8th inning now. It is a 5-0 game. The Rockers lead by 5. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Jessica Hammer, co-host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Maddie and I talk about all things pageant related, especially our experiences in the Miss America organization. A new show comes out bi-weekly, every other Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Confessions of a Military Spouse, where we dig deep and talk about the unspoken hard truths of what it's really like to be a military spouse. A new show comes out bi-weekly. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Confessions of a Military Spouse. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey guys,
This is Keith.
and Katie from Coffee with Keith and Katie on Public House Media.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcasts on Public House Media.
When you're done listening to this show, I hope you'll come check out our show, Coffee with Keith and Katie. A new episode comes out every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Rockers, number 21, Paul Clement.
This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
The first pitch here by a new pitcher is a strike. That's Clemens into the game here for the High Point Rockers. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits here with you in the top of the 8th inning in a 5-0 game where the Rockers lead. A big swing there makes it 0-2.
It's been a rough year for Paul Clemens. He's missed a lot of time with injuries and what have you. 1-1 this year. 6.62 ERA. This is his 11th appearance. He's made 3 starts. He's looked all right his last couple of times out, but again, when you've missed so much time this year, it's just trying to find your groove and get back into that rhythm, and he's just now trying to get back into it.
Giansanti hits this one over to Hector Gomez, who makes the throw over to first to Richie Schaefer for out number 1. Hector made a great play on it and was able to throw it over to first and get the out. Giansanti was the man who was retired there. And
well, it's a good thing that Hector Gomez makes that play because you either make that play or you're taking that ball to the face. So
right.
It is more protective than anything.
And as you said, it was hit hard. It was hit towards his head. It can kind of take the breath out. He is the pitch here. Hit to Clemens, who makes the throw to first as DJ Peterson is retired.
Well, Clemens working quickly here, and obviously with this no longer being a save situation, you could see Clemens come back out for the ninth inning, and the Rockers get out of here with 3 pitches today, or 3 pitchers, I should say.
2 outs already for the fast-working Paul Clemens. He caught one that came right to his face there, made a great play on it, and the quick pitch over to first base, or quick throw over to first base, I should say.
Rockers pitchers have had to be really quick with the reflexes today. Van Meter snagged a couple that were right at him earlier today, too, including that triple play.
And that one really fooling Dennis Phipps as he pulled away from that one as it looped into the strike zone 0-1. The 0-1, Phipps fouls that one back. 0-2, 2 outs, and what? How many? I keep asking. Sorry. How many pitches is Clemens at here?
That was his 6th.
I would say I feel like he's under 10. He is. So this is great territory to be in as a reliever. The 0-2 from Clemens. That one hits the backstop. It rolls right back to Matt Jones. Phipps not a huge threat to steal first base, and the biggest reason being he is one of, if not the best hitter on the Sugar Land Skeeters. So do you really want to make the decision to try to chance getting to first and taking the bat out of your own hands there? So he'll stay there, and the ball rolled right back to Jones anyway. Here's the 1-2 to Phipps. That one just missing. 2-2.
It was a similar situation with Joe Van Meter earlier in the game where the entire infield said, oh, that's strike 3. But they had to go back to their positions. Because, again, the automated ball strike system is the sole authority.
You know it.
I've been really impressed with it so far, especially how quickly it gives the home plate umpire the data.
It's growing on you. You like it?
Yeah, I mean,
growing on you in the sense that we had to all get used to it. That one in there for strike 3. Dennis Phipps goes down looking, and then for sure, I guess just because takes a swing at it as everyone is leaving the field. That one in there for strike 3, and the Rockers get out of the inning. We're to the bottom of the 8th. Rockers lead 5-0. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Emily.
This is Lindsay.
And this is Elizabeth,
co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Once you are done with this episode, we hope you'll come check out our show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk nerdy to you about fandoms, fan fiction, and all pop culture for nerds that you can think of. A new show comes out every Friday.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single...
Welcome back, everybody, to BB&T Point here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kevin McMahon here, Kendrick Fruits alongside me. The first pitch to Hector Gomez here in the bottom of the 8th is a ball. A 1-0 count, no outs, a 5-0 lead, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Sugar Land Skeeters as this pitch comes in near Gomez, 2-0.
Yeah, Dan Runsler, the new pitcher for Sugar Land, he comes into today. This is just his 4th appearance. He's not given up a run in 2 innings, so a pretty new guy. He actually spent most of the season with Pawtucket, AAA of the Red Sox.
That one in there for a strike, 2-1 count.
Played 22 games with the Red Sox AAA system so far this year. He spent a lot of time in the majors, 4 and 2 in parts of 5 seasons actually. 97 big league games. So this guy knows how to get to the big leagues.
This one, a ball for Gomez as well, a 3-1 count.
Sorry it took me so long to get through that. My computer froze on me while I was trying to read stuff.
Gomez fouls that one away, a 3-2 count. You're a pro. We couldn't even tell.
Looks like the Rockers have somebody up in the pen again. I think it's Brian Clark. No, actually, it's Asher Tolliver.
Final answer.
Final answer is I really can't see this player. It's a lefty.
Gomez hits this one. Going to be a tough play here at second base, and Betancourt will just have to hold on to it as Gomez is going to beat it out.
I'm going to guess that's an error. We'll see how they score. No, they're going to give him a hit. He had to range pretty far, but I think even after he knocked the ball down the first time, I thought he might have still had a chance to get Gomez, but they're going to give him a hit there, just saying that Betancourt had a pretty good distance to cover to get to that ball.
Quincy Lattimore at the plate. This one a ball, 1-0.
And so for Hector Gomez, that's his second hit of the ball game.
The 1-0 to Lattimore. That one in there for a strike, 1-1.
Rockers coming off a game yesterday where they picked up 10 hits. They're at 9 right now. Feels really different, as opposed to games where, they'd end up with 5 or 6 hits and get them all in the last 2 innings of the game.
The 1-1. That one, a ball, 2-1. The 2-1 to Lattimore as he hits this one into left field. It gets down. A single for Lattimore. And 2 guys with home runs tonight on base. Hector Gomez at second. Lattimore at first.
That's the 10th hit of the game for the Rockers.
Number 8, Richie Schaefer.
So if we're going off of the trend, Gomez is homered. He just singled. Lattimore is homered. He just singled. Schaefer is homered. So
no outs here in the 8th inning. In the bottom of the 8th, I should say. Swing here for Richie Schaefer. Rockers wouldn't mind a little bit of extra insurance. They have plenty of it still with 5 runs. Last time Sugar Land Skeeters were in town, as we await the 0-1 here. That one a ball, 1-1. We saw the Rockers come down from 4-0 a couple of different times against Sugar Land, so it can be done.
And if nothing else, you talk about the fact that Sugar Land took the last series here at the Rockers' own turf. I'll let him throw this pitch here.
2-1.
You kind of want to stick it to the man a little bit, say, hey, we come in here and take 3 out of 4 in your own turf, and the Rockers say, you know what, we're going to defend our home and not just do that, but make a statement and say, you know what, we're a team that plans on being there in the playoffs, and we plan on seeing you there.
And as I check the schedule, Sugar Land and the Rockers, they'll meet one more time. So this is not the last time they're going to meet. A full count. I have that they're going to meet August 30th through September 1st.
In Texas,
right?
right?
In Texas. Yeah. One more trip to Texas. Just a quick one for 3 games.
Well, that last trip to Texas worked pretty well for the Rockers.
It really did. The 3-2, a big swing from Schaefer, makes it strike 3 as he's unable to connect in the first out of the inning here for the Sugar Land Skeeters.
The DH, number
I'll take a last check of the scoreboard here while we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. York Revolution have come back from 3-0 on the Somerset Patriots. They now have a 9-3 lead.
That's unbelievable.
Melky Mesa hit his 15th home run of the year.
That one missing. That one in there for a strike to C.J. Rutherford. He is searching for his first hit, not only of the night, but in his High Point Rocker career, has been unable to put a number in the hit column so far. Or put a tally, I should say. 0-2 now, after being unable to connect on that pitch as well. 0-2, 1 out.
So the Revolution will snap, most likely will snap their 4-game losing streak, and they'll
3-game,
yeah. And they'll come into High Point tomorrow off of this win.
The 0-2, Rutherford fouls that one away. 0-2, 1 out.
Here's one for you. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs just put up a 4 spot on the Ducks in the bottom of the 7th. They have a 6-4 lead on Long Island.
It would be really great for the Rockers to beat such a great, and we can't reiterate enough, such a talented Sugar Land Skeeter team as the 0-2 missing 1-2 and pick up a game on the Long Island Ducks. No leads are safe. The Ducks had a 3 or 4 game lead earlier just this half on the Rockers in first place. So nothing is safe as Rutherford hits this one high. Peterson almost lost it, but he grabs it at first base for out number 2. No lead is safe, but a 2.5 game lead would really make you feel good. And with York coming in, a great team also. But if you can win that series and the Ducks lose 1 or 2 more, you could really create some space there. So every game's so important. Miles Schroeder steps to the plate now, and he has 2 runners on here. Hector Gomez at second, Quincy Lattimore at first.
Yeah, the Ducks have really kind of been in a tailspin as of late, and if you can keep that little bit of a lead on them.
And I agree with you, but a tailspin for their standards. They're still in second place.
Sure. I was just going to say, though, if you keep that lead on them, the Ducks come to town next weekend. So if you hang on to that lead for the next 8 or 9 days, you'll have a chance to take matters into your own hands with that 3-game series next weekend.
And at home.
Yeah, exactly. Last game, the Bees and the Barnstormers, game 1 of a supposed doubleheader. They were delayed in the first one, so I don't know if they'll get both of them in. It's 2-0 Bees in the bottom of the 4th.
This is game 1?
Yes, I don't know if game 2 is going to happen tonight. They've been battling some weather issues for the last couple of days.
Yeah, 4th inning at 8:45 is a tough look when you think you might have game 2 on the horizon.
I'm starting to think maybe not for game 2 tonight.
The 2-1. Schroeder hits this one hard down the right field line, foul. 2-2, 2 outs. Dan Runzler trying to hold on here and get out of the inning, and as the Sugar Land Skeeters will hope for some 9th inning magic of their own.
Remember, this season series was tied 8-8 coming into today, so the Rockers would jump ahead of that here.
2-2, Miles Schroeder swings and misses. Runzler gets strike 3. 3 outs. The Rockers leave 2 runners on. They also lead 5-0. We'll be right back as the 9th inning comes your way. We got a new pitcher. We'll let you know who it is in just a moment. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes out every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And this show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits at the ballpark here in the top of the ninth inning. Juan Silverio at the plate for the Sugar Land Skeeters as they go for one more chance here as the Rockers lead by 5. New pitcher on the mound, the first pitch. That one in there for a strike. Who is it for the Rockers?
It's Brian Clark, the All-Star, 2-3 on the year, 2.61 ERA. This is his 29th appearance. So far for Clark, 24 strikeouts, 10 walks in 31 innings. Opponents hitting .211 off of him. Not a save situation for Clark. He's 0 for 2 in those this year, but again, not a save situation. Just trying to get the final 3 outs of this ball game.
The 0-1, and that one a ball, 1-1. I promise we'll stop here with the Yankee updates, but there is one that kind of relates to the Rockers.
Okay.
There was a home run recently in the Yankee-Blue Jays game. It was courtesy of the Blue Jays.
Was it Bo Bichette?
It was a Bo Bichette home run.
Dante's brother. Bo has come out red hot. I think he's hitting something like .420 in his first 11 games in the major leagues.
Blue Jays making a little comeback there, 8-4. It's 5-0 in this one. We are in a 1-2 count. No outs. Paul Clark looking for the first out here. The 1-2, a big swing, but drop third strike. The run to first, out number 1 as the throw is in time, and the Rockers are able to get Silverio, who was hustling down the line and almost made it to first, even though he struck out.
Number 25.
Jason Martinson makes his way to the plate now. Here in the top of the ninth inning, 1 out, a 5-0 lead for the Rockers. Brian Clark on the mound. Clark the pitch, a big swing there from Martinson, 0-1.
This is his first appearance, his being Brian Clark, in this series. And like I mentioned, you don't want people coming in rusty with the York Revolution coming in town, so you got to make sure everybody feels loose and ready to go. It's all hands on deck this weekend.
Another swing there from Martinson, makes it 0-2. The 0-2. That one missing for a ball. 1-2, 1 out.
The Rockers pitching staff putting up all those zeros today, and the bullpen only giving up 1 run in their 6 innings yesterday.
That one missing. 2-2, 1 out.
I just meant for all the talk about the home runs, and we rightfully should talk about them. 4 home runs today, but the pitching staff are throwing a shutout here.
And the Rockers getting some hits as well. 10 hits on the evening. 2-2, Martinson hits this one foul. And has every score tonight been courtesy of a home run for the Rockers?
Yes, one was a 2-run home run, and I think the other ones were single solo home runs. Schaefer solo home run, Lattimore solo home run, Cardullo solo, and a 2-run for Gomez, yes.
All right. 2-2 count here for Martinson. 1 out here in the 9th inning. Here's the 2-2. Martinson fouls this one away. He keeps his at-bat alive. The Rockers just 2 outs away from winning this series against the defending Atlantic League champion, Sugar Land Skeeters.
And their road trip continues. The Skeeters heads up to Pennsylvania. They start a weekend series with Somerset tomorrow, so their long road trip does not end here tonight. They have a 7 o'clock game tomorrow at Somerset.
The 2-2, that one missing for a ball. 3-2 count. Rockers would love to keep the shutout intact. The 3-2, that one, ball 4. So Martinson will be put on here as Zach Borenstein makes his way to the plate here.
Borenstein, 2 hits and 3 trips today. Kevin, I just want to mention one more time before this game ends. Today was Yellow Bandana Night presented by Mental Health Associates of the Triad. Download the Live Source app, special experiences you can bid on, some 50-50 raffle tickets, raising funds for mental health, which of course has been something that's gotten a lot more publicity the past couple of years, and shedding light on how important a subject that is. So a great cause there tonight.
Really important, and really glad that the High Point Rockers and you and I and everybody in the organization can be a part of such a special night about something that's just so important. It goes under the radar, and not everybody talks about it, but it's very important. So happy and glad to be a part of it. That one fouled away 0-2, and you said you can go on the Live Source app and you can bid, and that'll all help the Mental Health Associates of the Triad.
You can also go on the Live Source app this weekend and bid on some sweet custom jerseys the Rockers are going to be wearing.
A couple coming up that are sharp.
Saturday and Sunday both, and then the Saturday after. So 3 big-time custom jerseys we're excited to tell you about.
0-2 fouled away there by Borenstein, and we saw one on the board earlier today. It was the First Responders one, which is it's First Responders night tomorrow. It's split down the middle. One side.
Saturday, sorry. It's First Responders
night. Or Saturday. Tomorrow's Game of Thrones night.
It is.
You can't forget about that. That is not how you end up on the Iron Throne.
Hey, I got here today thinking it was Friday, so you get a pass.
Okay, there it is. But the First Responders night uniforms are really cool. They give some sort of salute or shout out in the jersey to all the first responders, and they're really cool. They're hard to explain. You just got to kind of have to see them, but they're really neat. The 1-2, and that one missing for a ball. 2-2, 1 out.
And they're showing another one. That's coming up in a couple weeks. Pack the Park Pink is coming up Saturday the 24th, presented by Wake Forest Baptist Health for breast cancer research.
Some pretty sharp-looking pink jerseys the Rockers will be wearing. Runner on the move. The throw to second by Matt Jones. Safe. I thought he had him.
I did too. And I tell you what, though, the reason that was so close, the throw was a little high, but did you see how quickly Giovanni Alfonso caught the ball and then slapped the glove straight down for that tag? Giovanni Alfonso made that play a lot closer than it probably should have been.
Here's another look at it for you. Courtesy of the replay. He's safe. He's safe. He slid in. Great look. Great job, guys. He rolled in just underneath there, and a really close play. You said it. Shout out to Giovanni Alfonso, who brings the tag. That's really close on a second look. He's still safe, but really close. The 3-2. This one hit into left field. Quincy Lattimore going back, makes the catch. And that is out 3 because Borenstein struck out on that third of second. So that is how the game comes to an end. The Rockers win the game, and they win the series. They win the series 2-1. They win tonight 5-0. Shout out to the bullpen and Joe Van Meter as they combine for a 5-0 shutout. Kendrick, the Rockers got it done in a majority of ways. Great defensive plays, great pitching, and a couple of home runs, 4, right?
Yeah, 4 of them. Cardullo, Gomez, Lattimore, and Schaefer, the usual suspects, if you will.
I got confused with the 2-run home run, but Hector Gomez, the 2-run home runs, and solo shots by Schaefer, Cardullo, and
Lattimore.
Lattimore, thank you.
Waiting to see who they're going to – they could pick anybody for this post-game interview. Very curious to see who they end up going with.
Yeah, we see Brittany down there. She seems like she is ready to do an interview, so we'll wait and see. I think it's going to be with Jamie Keefe, the manager of the Rockers. What a great choice. So we'll take a step back and go down to the field with Brittany.
Thanks, Shane. I'm joined by Jamie. Let's start with the effort from your pitching staff, especially your starter, Joe Van Meter, putting up 6 scoreless. What can you say about his performance tonight?
Joey's been good all year, and today he just did what he does, and that's hit his spots, attack with the fastball, stay ahead, and make them put it in play. They put it in play. I think he only had 2 strikeouts on the day, but, when you don't get any free passes and don't walk anybody, good things are going to happen.
He received backing from his offense, putting 4 home runs up on today. What can you say about your offensive explosion tonight?
Well, it's about time. We haven't really broken out in a while, and put up 5 runs on 4 home runs. We'll take it. The guys needed to break out. They were ready to go, and the offense was clicking. So, great series win here with a great crowd at home, and need these fans behind us keep coming out and supporting us. Exciting baseball ahead.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
The High Point Rockers would like to thank you for coming out to BB&T.
A great interview with Jamie Keefe and Brittany. Big shout out to her. She does a great job. And big thanks to Jamie Keefe, the manager, for joining us here this evening on the broadcast. And always fun to talk to the manager, especially after a big win. Rockers win 5-0, and he was pretty happy with things. How could you not be? A great start, great help from the bullpen, and then great offense as well, 5-0.
Yeah, there were 2 things he said in that interview that really stuck out to me. First off, he said that Joe Van Meter, the starter, really located his pitch as well tonight. He wasn't overpowering. He only struck out 2 guys, but he hit his spots. The defense behind him made some really good plays, and he kept his pitch count relatively low through the course of the night. The second thing he said was when she asked him about the offensive production tonight, he said, it's about time. And I think that's something we've been saying for the last couple of weeks. We know this team has the potential to break out on any given night, and it feels like so many times they've gotten this close where they've hit the ball really hard, just right to people. But tonight, everything came together. 10 hits, 4 home runs. They got everything going together tonight. Everything clicked. The defense was really good. The triple play, Giovanni Alfonso looked good. Lattimore made a nice catch out there in left field. It just seemed like everything came together tonight.
And not only was there things that were explosive, not only was there a lot going on, but things happened in the most exciting ways possible. Okay, a 2-run home run is exciting, but you blast it off the foul pole. That adds extra juice to it. A triple play is exciting. It's one hit, lightning speed right back to Joe Van Meter. He catches it. He turns right around, and they get the guy at second. Then a close play at first as well. Quincy Lattimore had a leaping play at the wall. So many things transpired tonight The Rockers look great. They win 5-0. Joe Van Meter was spectacular. A lot to be excited about as the hottest team in the second half, the York Revolution, head to High Point to take on the Rockers tomorrow. Last time we checked on the Ducks, they were losing. So potentially, we won't know for sure until tomorrow. But potentially, when we wave hello and greet you tomorrow, it could be the Rockers with a 2.5 game lead. We will have to wait and see. The Rockers held up their end of the bargain tonight. They win 5-0.
We actually, there are 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Ducks are down by 2, so they're 1 out away from dropping this game. So potentially by the time we wrap things up here, we will have something for you. But it seemed like everybody in the top of the lineup really got things going today for the Rockers. My only negative thing I'll say, and not a very big negative thing, but for a team like York, who is so hot, you need production up and down the lineup. The bottom 4 in the Rockers lineup today went a combined 1 for 14. So need a little more production from the bottom, but if the top does what they did tonight, they'll carry you through most likely.
It's somebody new every night. That's what we talk about. And tonight, it just happened to be the guys who got involved. One more quick recap for you, and then we'll say goodbye. It was Hector Gomez, who's not typically a home run hitter.
No, only 5 this year.
Had a big one off the foul pole for 2. Richie Schaefer with a solo. Quincy Lattimore with a solo. And Cardulo with a solo home run. 5-0 Rockers win behind a stellar performance from Joe Van Meter. Before we wave and say goodbye, your final thoughts, unless you've given to me already.
No, I think a big thing we talk about the power production from the top. They need to stay hot, as I'm sure they will, but we got to give a lot of credit to Joe Van Meter, and then the bullpen. Dusty Isaacs comes in, does a good job. Paul Clemens, Brian Clark as well. Winning pitcher is Joe Van Meter, goes to 6-3 on the year. The loser, Matt Perk, he drops to 3-6. And as I say this right now, the Long Island Ducks down to their final strike. Oops, I hit the wrong button. No, it's 1-1 right now. Now they're down to their final strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes there in that Long Island game.
What a way to win here tonight. 5-0. The Rockers win. They get a shutout. They win the series against the Sugar Land Skeeters. Potentially, they have a 2.5 game lead in first place. It's final.
Yep.
Ducks lost, so the Rockers have a 2.5 game lead in first place. So a lot to be excited about if you're a Rockers fan. We just got the final word. So Rockers have a 2.5 game lead in first place. They'll look to build on that lead as they take on the Red Hot in the second half, Talvin Nash and the York Revolution. But that's tomorrow. And tonight is tonight. Rockers win tonight. Enjoy it. 5-0. Rockers win. Another big shout out to Joe Van Meter on a great night. That's all we have for you tonight. And don't forget tomorrow. It's Game of Thrones night. So we'll see you tomorrow. Baseball is coming, and it's coming to you tomorrow at 6:15, the pregame show on Spreaker and on YouTube. For Kendrick Fruits, I'm Kevin McMahon. Big thanks to our great, fantastic control room crew. We'll see you next time. Good night from BB&T Point. Rockers win the game and the series against the Sugar Land Skeeters. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.